What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we gonna talk some football. Houston Texans football. Today we gonna break down, recap the Houston Texans victory across the pond. They was out there in London, sipping the teas with their pinkies out, chilling across the pond and went down there and got a victory versus a AFC South opponent, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Houston Texans win 26-3 over there in London, sweeping Jacksonville for the 2019 season. And I'm gonna be honest, if you guys watch Assault Sports, shout out to everybody out there. When we did our season predictions, I actually predicted the Texans to lose this game in Jacksonville. I mean, in London against Jacksonville, because it was our first time doing this, first time going overseas, second time in franchise history playing on out of the country. We lost in Mexico City a couple years back with Brock Osweiler against the Raiders, but going across, being going all the way traveling down there, the time zone's different. You got to play 8 o'clock in the morning, our time, and just that they wouldn't be used to it in Jacksonville, because I think they've done this with 7 years straight. They got a routine. At least the veterans on the team that's been in Jacksonville for a while have it pretty much down the coaching staff. Everybody knows exactly how they're going to operate over there. So it's business as usual. It's another game to them. It's another home game to them. It's a little bit out of the Texans element. So I thought that would be something to look for. But the Houston Texans went down there and played well. And actually kind of coming into the game, I actually felt differently. Thought that we would get the victory, because last night my Magic lost, and normally when my Magic lose, the Texans win. So that's normally how it go for me when they play around the same time. If the Magic win, the Texans win. Just like if if the Magic lose, the Texans win. If the Texas Tech lose, the Texans win. It always happens for me. I never get everybody win at the same time. That always happens for you, boy. But nevertheless, Houston Texans go down there and get the victory. And let's talk about the game. Let's break it down. Deshaun Watson was 22 of 28 for 87%. 78%, I'm sorry. 201 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 sack, no interceptions, 1 sack, and a quarterback rating of 120. Carlos Hyde, big day, 19 carries for 160 yards. 1 fumble that was lost. We're going to talk about that. Deshaun Watson, 7 carries for 37 yards. Duke Johnson, 7 carries for 13 yards, but 1 massive touchdown. We're going to talk about that. But Duke did his job. 5 targets, caught the ball 5 times for 68 yards. Ken Stills, 4 targets for 4 catches off 4 targets for 52 yards. Hopper's targeted 11 times, got 8 catches for 48 yards. Akins was targeted 3 times for 24 yards. Carter targeted once and got 1 catch for 8 yards. Phelps was targeted 3 times, got 1 catch for 1 yard and a touchdown. And let's talk about Minshew. On the other hand, the Garland Minshew, 27 completions off of 47 attempts. Passer completion rating of 57%. Threw for over 300 yards, 309 yards, no touchdowns, but 2 interceptions and 3 sacks for a quarterback rating of 59. And Leonard Fournette, 11 carries for 40 yards. And the longest run was 11 yards. The one I'll talk about first is how well the defense played. Because even though I know that he got over 300 yards passing for Minshew, he had multiple turnovers. I think they credited him with 4 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they did. Because I didn't know if they were gonna credit that last fumble as a fumble, but I mean it was the last four drives of the game all ended up in turnovers. And it's not, and like, I'm not going to completely blame him. If I'm a Jacksonville fan, he was just trying to make plays at the end of the game. The game was already out of reach, and now he's just trying to do stuff to try to get the game back in reach. It wasn't like the turnovers was in the game, but for the most part, the Texans really controlled it from the line of scrimmage. Minshew made some plays here and there, but it was never threatening. I know they got that one time when they got in the red zone. Twice they got in the red zone, because one time they got turnovers on downs in the red zone, and again that's when it was already a 16-point game. The game was pretty much out. They would pretty much have to try to do something. They couldn't just go for the points. For what the defense played well. Conley played his ass off today. Like, Conley really impressed me today. He had a couple pass breakups, tight coverage, breakups on 4th downs, breakups on 3rd downs. Like, Conley played his ass off there, and we see the talent. You see the talent. Now, can you get this on a consistent basis? Because that's part of his problem in Oakland. He wasn't consistent enough. You seen that he had talent, and that's, like I said, my thing with him, like I told y'all, when I did the breakdown when we traded for him, like I did in the video after we draft, I mean after the game against the Raiders, if he is at least a solid starting corner, he doesn't have to be an All Pro. I would love him to be a Pro Bowl. I would love him to be All Pro, but he doesn't have to be that way. He doesn't have to be the best corner on the team. If he's at the very least, a quality starting corner, I'm good because it was a third round pick that we gave up. We only gave up a third round pick, and that's what you kind of will get out of a third round pick. If you get out of your third round pick a quality starter for any position, no matter what position a quality starter for your third round pick, you've hit your third round pick. Like that's the goal. That's the target goal for a third pick. A solid starter, a legitimate solid starter. And the way he played, how he ended the game against Oakland last week, and how he played today, that's what he's on the trajectory of showing you. Now we just gotta get him to do that on a more consistent level basis. But he is showing you that he can at least be a quality starter. If he's that, and Roby becomes the best corner on the team, and Roby becomes now Roby, we paid Roby. And we're probably going to because he's only on a 1 year deal, so we're gonna have to pay him. Roby, on the other hand, he gonna have to be somebody because we're gonna be putting money into him. That's a whole different situation. We put money into Roby, so hopefully, Roby didn't play today because he's still suffering from the hamstring. Him and Kiki, not Kiki, but him and Will Fuller was out, and so was Larry Tunsil. So I'm cool with that because got the bye week, they get a little bit more healthy. So I wasn't tripping about them not playing this game. I kind of wanted Tunsil to play. I kind of knew that Roby and I knew that Fuller wasn't playing. I was kind of disappointed that Tunsil didn't play. I was hoping Tunsil would play, but we were able to do our job. Tyus Howard came back to play well because the offensive line played well today. The one sack that Deshaun got, I said I was gonna get to that. The one sack that Deshaun did end up suffering from, really was actually Zach Fulton's fault because Deshaun breaks containment and he runs into Zach Fulton and like he's trying to block, but at the same time everything's like boom 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 boom. He kind of pushes Deshaun a little bit into the defender. So it was more his fault because he was just in the way. It was like, I'm like, hey, get out the way. And I guess that's something that you got to deal with when you have a quarterback who can make plays like that. Because like the one play that Deshaun made, the Carlos Hyde, when he jumps back and drops it back and Carlos Hyde breaks off and gets the first down. Or the one play when he's about to get sacked and he'll lose the sack and he's able to dump it off in the last minute to get to Duke Johnson. Like I said, Duke Johnson played a heck of a game from a passing standpoint. That's what was advertised when you traded for Duke. That was advertised when you traded for Duke about how he's basically a slot receiver who's a running back who can run the football. And I have my questions about him running the football. That last drive, not the last drive, but the drive that he scored on was a grown man drive because Carlos Hyde busts through, gets a big chunk of yards, and then Duke on that 1 yard touchdown just running people over like a dump truck. Like he was Leonard Fournette. He was. I mean, I was so happy. So that was grown man. That was a grown man type of run right there. The one by Carlos Hyde, and then also back though the touchdown with Duke Johnson. Those were grown men type of runs. And like Deshaun today was very efficient. I mean, it wasn't a lot of big plays downfield, but like I said, very efficient day. 78% completion percentage. Had a good passer rating, had the 2 touchdowns, over 200 yards. So he had a very legitimate day. And one thing the Texans did, they controlled the clock. With the first drive of the game, finally we scored points. We finally were able to score points on our first drive. It took a while. It took to week 9, and then it took a drive that we kept on shooting ourselves in the foot, moving back with penalties after we got in the scoring range. I had to end up settling for a field goal, but we were able to kick the field goal, and everything was all good. But we kept on shooting ourselves back, moving back with penalties, with false starts and holds and things like that. And what was the other? It was the block, the little illegal chip block that Carlos, not Carlos Hyde, but that Clark had, that Chris Clark had. I mean, I guess rules are rules. I don't like that. I mean, it wasn't a block in the back. Like, he blocked him from the side. He blocked him from the side. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Just I'm going to let you run and hit my quarterback. Now, I can see blocking you from the back. I definitely get that. That's a new rule they put in place, and I'm really not feeling that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really not feeling that. I think that could be something that don't whatever. But offensively, like I said, we played very well, very efficient. Wasn't a lot of big splashes here. I mean, a couple plays that caused high, and not called, yeah, a couple of runs that caused high had it were big. He had two big runs. Duke had a couple big catches. Same thing with Steele. Steele's had a couple big catches, and he kept on going in and out the lineup, in and out the lineup. But one thing about the offense is what is going on with Kiki? What is going on with Kiki QT? Like, it's the second week in a row. We ain't seen Kiki. We ain't seen him. He wasn't inactive. He was active. Where was he? I didn't even see him on the sideline today. At least last week, I seen him on the sideline. I didn't even see him on the sideline today. And shout out to Jay Dizzle. Jay Dizzle brought up a good point when I said in the chat. I said, hey, what's going on with Kiki? And Jay Dizzle say, he gonna punish me? Like, yeah, the boy being grounded for some reason. Like, he in timeout. I don't know, maybe he failed the progress reports. I don't know, his mama won't let him out the house. I don't know what's going on with Bill O'Brien. He's definitely must be in the doghouse from that drop catch. That's the last time we've seen Kiki play. Was that drop catch that Darius Leonard caught for an interception that gave Deshaun his second interception of that game and ended the game against the Colts. That is the last time that we've seen Kiki on the field. And we played 2 games since then. He didn't get hurt. Why haven't we seen Kiki? Like, come on. Everybody drop. Everybody fuck up. If you putting them in the doghouse behind that, come on, man. Like, seriously. Seriously. Like this is one of the things where Bill O'Brien's ego gets the best of him. He's so damn knee-jerk that the ego gets the best of him. And that's one thing that I don't like about him. Like, his ego is too, I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but like, we talk about this all the time, that every year since he's been here, a 3rd round pick doesn't make the roster, like a previous 3rd round pick. They let him play 1-2 years max. After that, we end up getting cut. Kiki's not a 3rd round pick. Kiki's a 4th round pick. Kiki might be the next person on the chopping block. Because it's definitely not Justin Reed. Like, it's definitely not Justin Reed. Like, Justin Reed would be set up for this coming up offseason for Justin Reed to be it. Justin Reed's your starting safety. Nah. And he may have played again today. It ain't gonna be Justin Reed. Justin Reed in back-to-back Jacksonville games made good key plays. He made an exclamation point in this game, and he saved the game on 2-point conversion in the first one. So it seemed like it's gonna be Kiki. Like, that's the concern. Watch out for next year if Bill O'Brien's still the head coach, that Kiki gets cut during the offseason or during training camp or something like that, or gets traded. Because that's what it seems like. It seems like it's going to be Kiki because there's 2 games in a row. You don't have Will Fuller, and you're trying out Deshaun Carter, and you also starting out Steven Mitchell Jr., who I was upset with Steven Mitchell too. On their play, I know they know the announcers kind of Rich was talking about that Deshaun should put some more air in it. No, Deshaun was expecting Steven Mitchell to run up. If Steven Mitchell runs up, he might score a touchdown because there was nothing but green grass in front of him. Deshaun put the ball right there. It's no fault to Steven. It's no fault. He just brought him from the practice squad, I think, a couple weeks ago. So it's no fault to him. He's not used to being in this situation. He's not used to playing on the fly and thinking real quick with Deshaun. But he shouldn't be in that situation. Bill O'Brien's fault for not having Kiki out there. What I want to know, what is it that you holding on to that you got to put Kiki on punishment? Why is he in timeout? Why is he grounded? What is it? What is the deal? Somebody needs to ask Bill O'Brien, one of these press conferences, what's the deal with Kiki? So, Carlos Hyde had 160 yards, had a career day. I think it was his career high, if I'm not mistaken. But that 58-yard that it was a fumble. Bro, you have to hold the ball on the outside. So if you do get stripped, it goes out of bounds, for one. 2, so you still have this arm free to stiff arm if need be. And then when he was stripped, it was like he kind of like gave a half like a little lollygag, like, "Hey, I'm in." It don't even matter. Like anytime that ball leaves your hand, you supposed to react like it's a fumble. Any period, period. That's anytime that ball leaves your hand, you got to scramble and act like that ball's a fumble. Act like it. No matter how I know I'm in the end zone, it don't matter because anything can happen. And touchback, but luckily, like I say, Justin Reed put because that would have been the exclamation point. But then Justin Reed got the pick and took it back and got you basically the same yards. And then Deshaun throws it up the hop to get the legitimate exclamation point, and that pretty much toasted and ended the game. Like I said, Jacksonville was when it was 9-6. Jacksonville was still in it because of course it's a one possession game. Like Jacksonville scores a touchdown and they up by one, but it never really felt like Jacksonville was in the game. I mean, it just felt like the Texans were in control. I guess because the way they controlled the offense. Um, I was mad right going in the half that they didn't go for it on that fourth down. Right after Duke catches that after Deshaun makes that good play with Duke, and then the next play he throws over Hop's head because he's just trying to get rid of the ball, and it was like 11 seconds left. It was what 4th and 3 if I'm not mistaken. I would have preferred the Texans to go for it. I just I would because either you missed they went for a field goal and you miss. I if you're gonna go for a field goal right there and there, just go ahead and go for it. I mean, I guess there's the whole it could be a turnover type situation that can happen right there, and you don't want that to happen, but you were willing to go for it the play before, even though that's a third down, but you were really trying to go for a first down for the play before. Dude, I would do this exact same thing. So that's what they should have done. Should try to do a quick little play. I mean, you have Deshaun who's out there making stuff happen, running around. I mean, he did it again today. More times that you thought he was clutched up, he was making plays. He already did because that Duke one was the second one. It was the second one, and that happened on that drive. So he did it twice in the first half. So I just feel that they should have went for it. I would have felt better for a closer field goal opportunity, and just to go up, try to go up 12-3 because it was 9-3 halftime. So yeah, go up 12-3 at half instead of allowing Jacksonville to have some more time to giving Jacksonville giving Jacksonville the ball back. So I just preferred them to win for it on fourth down. But overall, the Texans played very well. It's a very important game because this 4-game stretch that we're on is probably the most important 4-game stretch of the season. Jacksonville and London. Then after our bye week, we go to Baltimore. Then we got back-to-back home games. Colts on Thursday night, and then the Patriots on Sunday night. You have to win at the very least. If you're trying to make the playoffs, you have to go 2-2 in the stretch. We got one. You gotta go 2-2 in the stretch. Because if you go 2-2 in the stretch, that puts you at 7-5 with 4 games left, and you end up being 11-5. If you're trying to win a bye, you gotta go 3-1 or 4-0. If you're trying to get to a bye, but at the very least, you have to win at least 2 of these games. And to be honest, the 2 that are the most important was the Jacksonville game here and the Colts on Thursday night. I know everybody's saying about the Patriots and we want to beat the Patriots. Cool, I understand that. But these 2 games are division games because they count as divisional games. These are the games that are most important. Because I would much rather the Texans be the 3 seed than the 6 seed. Because right now the Texans are the 6 seed because you lost to the Colts. I would much rather the Texans be the 3 seed and have a game at home than be the 6 seed or the 5th seed, whatever, and be on the road and you gotta go to Indy and to Kansas City and to New England. You get because you're gonna guarantee yourself playing on the road at all 3 of those environments all 3 times. Now I guess the Colts plays indoors, but you gotta go to Kansas City and possibly New England. Both of them is cold outside. Give you a better chance and opportunity to have the game at home. And also, you can't have a bye unless you win the division. I don't care how good your record is. The Chargers had the second best record in the NFL. Second best record in the division in the conference last year at 12-4, and they were the 5th seed. and they had to go to Baltimore and then back though go to New England, and they lost in New England. You don't want to put yourself in a situation. You don't want to have one of the best records, but you still playing behind because you didn't win your division. So you have to win your division. I know we win the AFC all the time. I know we win the AFC South all the time, but that is important in the playoffs if you're trying to play at home. If you're trying to get first and second round buys, that's what you got to do. I'm sorry, that's what you have to do. You have to win the division. And right now we're behind in the division. Even though we got 2 divisional wins, we swept Jacksonville. We haven't played the Titans yet, but we lost to the Colts. But we still have a chance to beat them at home. Deshaun, like I said, look good again today, increasing his MVP status coming into the day. He was 21 touchdowns, led the NFL in all total touchdowns, added another 2. They should have gave him that rushing one, but I'm more happy that he got the passing touchdown than the rushing touchdown. Like I said, now Texas into the bye at 6-3. Got 2 divisional wins to sweep Jacksonville. We don't have to worry about Jacksonville for the rest of the season. So Jacksonville can do whatever they want to now. like Jacksonville can do whatever they want to do. I actually prefer Jacksonville to keep Minshew. Just by a side note, and this is not me as a Texans fan. This is just me as a guy who likes quarterbacks. I actually think that Minshew does give the Jags the best shot going forward. Maybe not this year. Who knows? Foles might do better for Jacksonville this year, but if the Jags want to do something in the near future, do something in the future, they have to have Minshew ready. And I think they need to get Minshew to play. They need to continue to see what they have in Minshew so they know definitively if this is the guy going forward. He got some talent. I know he had 4 turnovers, but they was at the end of the game and he was trying to make stuff plays. Minshew showed you a lot in the first half of the season, the first 8 games, that I think he deserves to finish out this year. And I think he has the city of Jacksonville and all Jacksonville fans hyped up, especially now that they lost Ramsey. Like now that Jalen gone, they not Duval no more. And also, like I said about the offensive line, they play very well against this pass rush with Campbell and Josh Allen and all the other guys that got on this defense. But even saying all the guys they have on this defense, right now everybody's on the Minshew train. So I think that Minshew should be the starter going forward for Jacksonville. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't. Click that bell, get more videos. I holla.